Hello, welcome back to the Oracle Light Tarot. It is not a coincidence that you found this reading, that you're here with me now. I'm just going to get started on the reading right away. No wasting time. Okay. Weird that they said wasting time. I don't know. New life. Yeah, I feel like you're at some kind of new beginning, transition, feels like, in your life. You're experiencing this new energy. Everything feels very new. We have imagine. Yeah, it just does feel very bright and new. It's a new connection, a new feeling. I just saw this one at the bottom of the deck and it's come out again. I wasn't going to take it, but then it's like, no, it was meant to be here. So your new connection feels... it's just giving like this energy of, sorry if you can't see, it's giving this energy of childlike wonder. I usually see this person as a child, but now as I'm looking closer, they look like it could be two women here. Their hair, like the way they just have their curly hair out, they just look very comfortable, relaxed. There's something about how this one's afraid to put her feet on the ground, like putting her feet on solid ground. Maybe she wants to stay in this like higher state, this higher feeling, this higher... Yeah, it feels like state of being. I don't think these are supposed to be in reverse. We have regeneration, so that's weird because the word generation came out in the reading before this. We have unfinished symphony, yeah, peace. So like the unfinished symphony is just like coming off as realizing that she is where she is, and where she is where she is. I don't know if I'm saying it like that, but it's like this music could go on and on and on. Why is that song coming off? I wanted to sing it right away. On and on and on and on. Don't wanna do, don't. Hey, take me away. Take me away, 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 away. It's a Disney song from Freaky Friday. What's Friday? Today's Wednesday, 11th. 13th. Oh, hey. So there's like a change in the wind. We have peace. And then suddenly wind. Regeneration. Wind. The wind, like when I say the word wind, I don't know why, like it's coming off as like, I know you spell wind, W-I-N-D, right? But I'm hearing it and feeling it and sensing it as like when someone asks the word win, like W-H-E-N, like win, wind, like win, like wind. I know that's not a word. Happened. Like, you know, like when you're questioning, like when, like a date or something, right? Like a date. And you're like, and you're wondering, like when or wind happen. I don't know why I'm hearing it like that. Not as in like wind happen. Maybe it's going to be windy for you. I don't know. The future. But like wind happen. Like wind, like this wind. I don't know how, I feel like I'm repeating myself, like this, like as in when did this happen, like when happened, not when, I guess, but when happened. So you're like asking when something is going to happen, and it happened. So something like that. When did it happen? It did happen. I don't know why. It's like it doesn't make sense, but it totally starts saying it happened. It already happened because there's no end and no beginning. Okay, so you need to watch the video before this. And I was talking a lot about these two famous people who have recently passed away, but it's like something like no beginning, no end. Okay, unfinished is always unfinished. Right? Peace. And the eggs coming through with like new beginnings and then regeneration. So, and 4 and 6 is 10. 10. Friday is the 13th. Friday. What? Today's the 11th. Right? Today's Wednesday. It's 11th. Thursday, Friday. 13th. So Friday the 13th. Am I right? I feel like I have to double check. It never ceases to amaze me. Right? I feel like I said that in the reading before this. But Spirit was showing me because I was like confused. Like I wanted to check. Yes. Friday the 13th is Friday. Okay. So there's going to be a change in the wind. Maybe today's very peaceful. And then tomorrow is going to be like some kind of change in the wind. But it's like when happened already. So something happened already. I don't know. Something happened. But, or like when happened. Or maybe somebody was wondering when something would happen. And I heard when happened. Weird interesting thing about I was looking up Friday the 13th. I was like, so what is up with this Friday the 13th? Suddenly I have a lisp. I don't know what. I do have a lisp, but I've pretty much grown out of it, so it comes out sometimes. I don't know. So there could be some kind of like, I don't know, slip of the tongue, slip up, something like that. Okay, but like 13, right? The 13th, Friday the 13th is usually like a Western superstition. And the word Western sticking out to me because this weather vane here, weather, like whether or not, but the Western is making the weather vane. So I'm not sure. Vane. Maybe it's like it's giving this moon here. So it could be some kind of illusion here happening. Be careful of like, and then the piece is the olive branch with the piece. So there could be something, it could have something to do with the previous reading. There's a lot here. But like a friend or foe type energy, or making peace with somebody. So maybe that could happen. Why did we move these around? That's so weird. Is that not? It's nothing's a coincidence. Why did we move something around? So maybe you're moving something around or changing some kind of dates, or like, I don't know, the way you're thinking. But the 13 can also represent, and I feel like I would keep losing my train of thought. So there's something also about like your mind and your thinking. Okay, something like that. Music also coming through. But see, like I'm almost like kind of like lost in my thinking. Okay, and so, and I'm trying to talk about the number 13th and Friday the 13th. Okay. So there's something about Friday the 13th. So like Friday the 13th is seen as like bad luck. bad luck, or some things that were standing out to me that Google was showing me. 13 13 breaks. The number 13 breaks tradition, I guess. Okay. Because of, I guess, the 12 apostles, 12 months, and 12 hours. Something like that. So there could be some kind of like breaking up of, it feels like breaking up of time, change in the times, change in the atmosphere, change in the wind. Could be like your focus on something. We got all 3 of these in the last reading, actually. So you might want to go to the reading before this. So there's a regeneration happening. Yeah, something is unraveling, something's being cleaned up. Maybe you're seeing connections in something that you, like, as you were trying to clean something up, and you realize how connected something really is. The wisdom, like with the owl, the wise owl sitting on this wire and on top of her head. So I feel like she's really, like, someone's really like connecting the dots, like with all the dots or the splotches on the cheetahs, connecting the spots, maybe spots, making connections or connection points, maybe to beginnings or new beginnings and endings. Okay, something like that. Or maybe your fortune and some type of new beginning for you. Because this definitely feels like a beginning energy. Like new, like a regeneration. So the beginning with the regeneration is giving somebody something connected to that beginning, because it's just being regenerated. It's like a continuation. It's like a circle. There's no beginning, there's no end, so it's always connected. Okay, so something like that. Anything else? Very interesting. How many minutes are we? 6 minutes? No, it has to be longer than that. It's when we restarted, probably. Yeah, restarting. Maybe you could be restarting something, but it's still connected to the specific energy. This looks like so weird how it just shot off onto the ground. Oh, and we have a word on the ground. 2 words on the ground. Hold on a second. Get this one. I don't see anywhere on the ground, but we have time for a nap. Yeah, so there's like this need to take a break. See, we have 42. Like, you could be working too hard, so it feels like you could, need to regenerate, right? By getting rest. Okay, so you could be taking some kind of break. We have farm. Interesting. In past tense. Interesting. Past tense. So that was the past. It feels like putting to rest. Like a farm is like very hard work. So it's like putting to rest, working hard, or needing rest, or being laid to rest. And there's like a major shift and change with that. And I'm seeing like a face. I've never seen this in this ever. But I'm seeing like an outline of a man's face, nose and mouth. Maybe looks like he has maybe a mustache to that, but it looks like an outline of a face. Okay, so there could have been something someone that's passed on. There's also this energy of something being very slow. There's like realizing there's this tiny snail here on the back of this zebra. So very slow movement. I feel like because of the wind, it's like the wind is just winding so hard. Blowing so hard. He's like, I think I just need to stop and rest because this is becoming very hard. Okay, something like that. You need to get some peace. Yeah. And it feels like the mending is like making peace with that. Like making peace with that. Like making peace with knowing that there is, it's never finished. It's never done. So it's okay to take a break. You can always like if you are manifesting something for yourself or creating with spirit, right? Or with the universe, right? That you can restart anytime you want. You don't need to, you know, it's always connected. It's not like you can break it, cut it off, and you know, it's just, it doesn't matter. You just continue on. You don't have to worry about past mistakes or worry about what was. You just continue on because it's all connected. It all comes full circle. So there's something about that, being fine with that. This could have something to do with you wondering when fortune would come, because we have this fortune cookie here, wondering, you know, like when you open that fortune cookie, what is my fortune? I feel like Spirit says like take a break from wondering when and what, right? Because it happened already. Know it happened already. Feel that it happened already. Maybe even get off the subject altogether and just be, just feel, just relax, be at peace, right? Something like that, because I feel like it's just giving energy of somebody working very, very hard and needing a break, right? With a time for a nap. Let me pull some more of words from the word box. Spirit, what is it that they need to hear right now in this moment? What do they need to hear? And I just felt like called to say, like it immediately came to me right now, that sometimes things just come about out of nowhere. With this dove here with the olive branch, it's like sometimes things just come out of nowhere when you're in that peaceful, you know, state and you're not doing anything at all. It's almost like you slow down for it to catch up to you, and suddenly it's delivered. So Spirit, what is the message? What do they need to hear in this reading? What is the message for them? I felt like I let something slip out of my hand. So like you could be worried about something like that. We have programs. A lotto. Maybe someone was trying to manifest the lotto or some kind of luck. Trust yourself. The lotto is also coming. Don't pretend to know. It feels like the lotto actually kind of feels like being in a pool of numbers, you know? Don't pretend to know is like, don't pretend to know, like know it, be it, know it, right? Thinking of you tonight. You know. Don't pretend to know. You know. Yeah, know it. That's when it comes, when you know it. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, come on, look at this. Oh, wow. This is totally reminding me of a very old reading a long time ago that I had on a previous channel. And I had since closed that channel, ended that channel, and restarted. So you could be doing something like that. But it's this card, it just reminds me of this old reading I did about how I think it was like the spiritual, even the spiritual, I think that was sort of the words that were coming through, even the spiritual. So it's coming to some kind of recognition, remembering. Yeah, it was definitely a remembering coming through. I feel like that's what's happening. It's this wisdom that's deep inside of you that you know, right? You know. You don't pretend to know it. It's not something that you try to learn or try to know. It's a know. Like, you know yourself, and it's coming off as like, trust yourself, know yourself. It's part of you. Okay? It's nothing that you have to work at. You're worthy. Right? And that was coming through in the previous reading. You are worthy. So it's like mending your connection to spirit, to this present moment, to the universe, and making peace with yourself, with loving yourself, with realizing that you are part of this symphony, this unfinished symphony. We're all part of it, and it's ongoing. It's always going, right? It's never finished. Yeah. And not to allow ourselves to get so stuck in our mind, you know, where we don't allow ourselves like peace or rest or change, right? Maybe even believe in like certain superstitions, like, right? Because Friday the 13th, okay? Like believing in some kind of weird, you know, these weird thoughts and superstitions that we place, you know, like even like time and days, and the word or the number 13, it said, breaks that tradition. The 12 apostles, the 12 months, the 12 hours. So it's like there's something about traditions and time and like over a span of time, and knowing how, you know, those things are pretty false. And I think James Vanderbeek, I was talking about him in the reading before this. He had just passed away today. And there's something about, I think he was talking about time. I can't remember. I think I was actually talking about him a long, long time ago in my reading, or one of my readings a long time ago, like, I don't know, one of my earlier ones. But he's very wise, and I think he was talking about time. I'm gonna have to actually go back. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna have to go back and like watch. I follow him on Instagram. It's the only place I follow him. I started following him when I found out that he had cancer. I love that movie Varsity Blues that he was in. It's just such, I'm always quoting Varsity Blues. I just love that movie. But I don't know. I think he was talking about time. And how, I don't know. I can't remember. And I don't want to be wrong, but I'm pretty sure he was talking about time. So maybe that's something you want to go and look into. But he was also talking about the present moment, and that was a gift that he said that cancer gave him, was this realization, and allowing himself to be in like the present moment, right? I'm not quoting specifically. I'm not sure exactly how he speaks, but basically the gist was that, yeah, that it helped him be in, he allowed himself to be in the present moment and to really love himself also. So that could be something that you're thinking about. Yeah, allowing yourself to feel joy right now. Okay, anything else? Yeah, and there's something about laying down, like putting down some kind of heaviness, because we have these pails of water, and chopwood always reminds me of work. So it's like putting down some kind of tough heaviness maybe, and allowing yourself, you know, to rest and have peace. So something like that coming through. All right, I hope that this reading was helpful. I know it's different from my regular readings. There's another one that fell on the ground. Today is your day. I love it. This was on the ground at my feet. It must have fell out when I was stirring up the words from the word box, but yeah, today is your day, and I think that's the message. I know it's different from my regular messages and readings, this one and the one before. I was kind of questioning the last reading if I was going to post it or not, but I think I am going to post it. Yeah, because it is such a good message, and Spirit wants you to know that. Yeah, to be present. Today is your day. Okay, it always is. It always is your day. Always. Ever in the now, right? All right, guys. If you hadn't hit the like or subscribe button, I'd greatly appreciate it. I hope you guys choose to come back again. Bye.